right there. Give y'all a good angle. Gonna be putting up a fence today. Um, we're downtown city of Charleston, my uncle and I. And this shouldn't take long, but hopefully we'll show you guys the whole process. I'll be talking you through it. Get to work. And then these fences are aluminum fences. The line. So right now, all we're doing, we're just assessing the work to see exactly what we're gonna do and what we need to do. These extra pieces right here, they're for mounting the fence against a round stock. Something my uncle I thought we would need for this job today. Just making it work. Back off. All right. So then these fences, they're aluminum fences, and then the type of hinges that they have has tension in it. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the tension off the hinge so it doesn't fight us at the moment, and then later we'll put the tension back on the hinge. So that's tightening it. I need to loosen it, and I'm just loosening the fence tension so be so tense actually and fighting us. Right now it's winning. I'm just turning this inside, and this is supposed to loosen it up. Still got a little fight on it. I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, there we go. All right, that's much better. So now I took the tension off it. What I had to do is I had to push down as I'm turning, and now it has less tension. And then I do that for the same on the bottom. Keep the tension off it like that. So it sticks down in there. And then you stick it down, you just turn it, and then it takes the tension off, just like that. Now it has less tension, less tension. There we go. And that should be what we need for that. All right, then he got some wood. What he's gonna do with the wood is we put the wood underneath the fence, and then these woods that he throwing off the truck, we'll just put it underneath the fence, and it makes the job that much easier. Just the things that's taught make it work. All right. And it's just a raw process showing you exactly how everything goes. No in between, no buffers, um, no quick fix, just proper work. right, we just getting busy. He's just still trying to figure out exactly how he wants to do it. This is the part where I say experience always rules. Learning moment for the screws. I use the smallest drill so that black screws should fit through them pretty good. Finish opening them up. Come down. Right there. Yeah. Let me get the bucket. So then we got everything. My uncle always keeps the truck very organized for when we're on the road. So like whatever you need, it should never take you long to find. Right now we're using some smaller appliances. Then we're gonna just drill through in just to see exactly what we need to do. And this is how this game works. Make sure I get the right one though. Yeah. All right. Put one down the bottom. Oh man. Holding and lining up. Hmm. And then I was told to pre-cut these yesterday, so that right there is just me missing the mark a little bit on the measurements. I measured one and then duplicated it, and they were actually opposites. So for the next one, we'll see. And that's that. Yeah, back to learning and figuring out exactly what we got to do. This right here going up. All right, that looked like a size. Let me get a socket. So I'm on the other side of the truck, grabbing a socket real fast to pick off the part for the fence. And once I take that off, we'll be able to reposition it and just make that process a little more decent. It looked like a size 12. That's what I'm gonna say. But if it's not a 12, I think I'm gonna just take a adjustable wrench, adjustably take it off. Much faster with a socket, of course, but you gotta make it work how it works. Mmm. And then with this, I using a crescent wrench because once I get a couple good turns, it should be able to turn my hand. That's what I'm waiting on. If not, I'll be just spinning it and spinning it and spinning it. But I believe a couple of turns off the once the tension comes off it, it'll be more probable just to easily release. Let's see. Yep, I'm turning with my hand now. That's hand tight. It's just the tension. So as long as I hold my hand on the tension, it'll come off easily. That's what I was hoping for. And I was right. Put the screw right here on this corner. Very important. Keep up with your screws. If not, that's just one more thing you got to do at the end. Be double working it. So one at a time. Oh. And my uncle's actually really big on that. Do one thing at a time. To the bottom. Slow and steady wins the race. If you notice, he went straight to the truck and grabbed the right wrench. That just come with knowing exactly what's in your truck versus being shown what's in the truck. Different experience. This one is ready to be moved. This going up or this going down? No, I go down. They ain't in the hinge no more. Turn this back down. Oh, nice and neat. We're in the city of downtown Charleston. For anyone that just now logged in, setting up a aluminum fence. The one that I do enjoy with the aluminum fences, they're very light, so they allow that two-man truck additions to be that much more accessible and easy to be done. But it's two. That's where I got them from. Pick it up and try to go inside. No. So we put them on the opposite side. Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, is it when you put on the other side, will it be opposite? Move these blocks. Right now we're just playing with it. Bam. All right, so do the same thing on this side. Move it down. I need to move it all the way out the. Okay, yeah, bam. All right, so like I said, any problem he got, we gonna get it done. That's the difference with experience and just knowing how to work. So the problem was solved with a and that's just okay. The reason I've been moving them that way I could get the well and this not being the way all you want. Okay. Yeah. Hello. I think so. Cause when you were doing, I was looking at the truck and I was like, maybe turning them the other way would work out. So if not, then we just gotta turn that hinge on the other side, but it's still be the same thing. Hmm. This one actually got four on them. Cause it went all the way at the bottom too. Hmm. Yeah. And basically what we're doing, like he's always taught, we're just getting proper preparation. And then this allows the performance when we actually get to the welding part to just go a lot easier. Everything will be real smooth. And then we had prepped this fence at the shop. And that allows us to just come and do minor work because all the thinking, all the, I would say, experience, he already got that part set up for us. Now we're just being mechanics, if anything. So am I moving this one all together out the middle? Because the other one only got two. We ain't in my way at all. And that start in the gap we got in between in case the fence was just a little too long. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, I agree. Basically, we're just modifying the fence. You can call it that. We done it. It looked like it was never touched. Yeah. Oh, screw this up. Welcome to anyone just joining the live stream. We're downtown Charleston right now, putting up aluminum fences. My uncle and I, we put the fences together at the shop. That way, when it's time to come to work, it's just installing and maybe a little bit of fabrication and a little bit of welding, which you're going to see in a little while. But these are just the practical steps before welding comes. Everyone believes you just come on a job and then you start welding things together. Grinder in the first compartment. But the reality is you gotta take the time to put things together and put things in its proper place. So it's about to start getting a little noisier because we about to turn this generator on. And that means he put in some work. So on all the jobs, my uncle, he always doing like the prep work, making sure things are put in place. Um, crossing and lining up your T's and your X's. And that way it just gives us the ability to no returns. Everything is just a real repeat. So while he's cutting, I'll give you a closer look up on what we got going on. And this is what we're doing right now. Giving it some clean metal. We'll be able to weld this on right here. And what we're doing is we're welding this, because this is aluminum, we made extensions off of the hinges that's metal. This is something we put together. And from there, we'll put the fence together like that. And that'll just make it a whole lot easier. Ah, okay. All right. Time to get to work, y'all. All right. Okay. This is a make machine right here. We're using flux cord that allows us not to need any gas inside. It's not that heavy if you were thinking that it's heavy. It has a little weight to it, but it's not heavy. And while he does that, I'm just turning it on. And then I'm gonna go grab a welding helmet and some gloves. That way my hands don't get burned up. And that's just what we're doing here. I'm gonna use his helmet. His helmet is a little better. Whew. It's getting hot, y'all. Yeesh. It's getting hot. Whew. And then he's just setting the machine for what he wants us to weld on. When it comes to welding with this type of material, you don't gotta weld hard. We do put a little pressure on it. I'm currently looking for my gloves that I don't see, but that's okay. Improvising is always here. Okay, he's just getting it started for us. There we go. I don't see my gloves. I lost my gloves. I just have my gloves, but I don't see them. All right. So what he was doing, he was just packing it in place, getting some the grinder. Mhm. And then I'm gonna go get a wire cutter. You always want a wire cutter when you doing this type of work. And it's so funny because like I literally just had my yellow gloves. I'm official with the yellow gloves, but things happen, and when things happen, you have to still perform. That's just the reality of this industry. Expect the unexpected. Be prepared for any situation and be willing to adjust. You gotta always be able to adjust. Well, that's ready. Well, right there. What you say? Oh, okay. Hello. Yeah. You said just attack on the top. Right now, what I'm doing, I'm just welling this together a little bit, letting it burn real good for it to be a good well. And then after we well it, we'll grind it, well, brush it, excuse me, and we'll paint it as well. Man, I'm gonna get one of those face cams. I'd love for you guys to be under the mask with me and seeing this, how the flux card is just making it work. Somebody used all the gas yesterday? Now, I know, I saw when you went to go put gas in. Ain't no way all that gas get run out that fast. Sir? That look good. It look good. It look good from this angle right here, right? This look real good. That look real good. You gonna pull them again or he already in place? You been pulling them before I stop. He in place? Where you want them at? All right. Right now, I'm just like he always taught. You stay in the puddle. You stay in your puddle and you penetrate that well, um, and your machine is set at the right temperature, everything else is gonna be fine. It's not something you rush. You just take your time and you stay in your puddle and you stay focused on the task at hand. Ooh, that thing got hot. And then I'm gonna put one in the middle and I'm gonna put some on the other side and then it's gonna be nice and pretty. I'm pretty sure I can't see what he's doing, but right now, 9 times out of 10, he's grabbing the next side and he's putting it in place. And once again, anyone that's just now joining, we're here live downtown Charleston. This is a aluminum fence. We're running a MiG 220 Pro Vulcan, and we're welding aluminum fence, but this is an aluminum wiring. Okay, and when that thing get hot, you gotta let it cool off a little bit. So you can't see the steam from here, but it's steamy. And that's just a sign to let it cool off a little bit. Sir? Yeah, I saw the steam. Yeah, I agree. I see, and that's experience to everybody because he literally just said the same thing I was saying in my ear to you guys. We gotta let that machine cool off because technically when you're running these MIG machines, and that's how experience over anything. When you're running these machines, you want to give them proper time to cool off. Usually 6 minutes on, 4 minutes off. Just giving it a break. You know, have to take care of your material and machine. Okay. Yeah, it's 82 because we add that thing. Initially, it was 81. Okay. Yeah. So I can take these blocks and move them over there, though. Mm. All right. So we've done the first one, and while we're letting that cool off the machine, what we're doing is we're coming to grab that next fence, and we just yeah. So this one gonna have to get turned around. Ooh. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, then we gotta lift up the top because he for that can touch. Yeah. Right there. Yep. When you lift them right there. Yeah. Because they're on the inside. So right now what we're doing is we're just doing some modifications to it. First modification is we got to take off the hinges, and we're gonna put the hinges on the other side. The hinge. Yeah. And these type of things happen because we only were given the measurements. Now that we're actually here on site, that's the difference between experience and actually just knowing. So right now we're improvising. Screws. I need to put a drill. I'll get a It was 7 inches. Oh, you want just eyeball them? And then that's the difference between experience and learning, or experience and someone that's still gaining experience. There's a lot of things my uncle here just eyeball, or he'll just know what it's supposed to look like because that's 40 plus years of welding, and that's just what that is. I'm gonna go around to get inside the fence. They got another little smaller fence right here in the front. Actually, good craftsman work, old but really good work. When we drill these holes right there. And right now I'm just using a drill and I'm drilling through, getting it prepped. This is another one of the guys that, and then this is another fence we have. This gentleman, he's from the city of Charleston as well. He has a couple of properties down here, Mr. Tony. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna get this done. Then after we get this done, next week we'll be coming down with another live. That live will show his yard and what we're doing for him. And it gets slowly but surely getting the job done. All right. Let me get on this side of you. right? And then he already got the right. And then when you start a new drill, start slow. That's what I've always been taught. It only take a couple seconds to really ruin something that you already took your time to prep. You already took your time to measure, and in just that quick second of rushing to work, you unfortunately, you're unfortunately cost yourself. So we're just taking our time, getting it done right, nice and snug as you can get it. All right, boom. The bottom one, and then we're just like I said, drilling the holes because initially this customer wants the gate to open in. Most of our gates were opening out. Some of the work is 7 inches. If you look at our page, you'll see, yeah. If you look at some of our pages, you'll see where the gates open toward versus this gate will be opening towards the house. And then we just move the hinges because those hinges are a certain type of plastic, very durable, but you don't want to use no heat. So we just move it to avoid the errors. And then it's back to putting everything together. And like I said, it's a process. If you notice, we've been doing much more, what I would say, technical work than just you would think a welder is just welding and putting things together. But um there's a big difference. You gotta come up a little bit. Yeah, okay. There's a big difference in just being able to run a bead and then the technical skills to put these fencing things together is something that has to be taught here. It'd be very foolish to say you're just gonna come out here and then put a fence together. It don't work that way. Yeah. And this one should line up good because I and then like I said, these are self tack screws. We already had pre-drilled the hole and that just makes time a whole lot faster. Yeah. Hold on. You know what? I think it's one way. It could be upside down. Ain't no way that off. Yeah, let me go the other way. Like it was, no, turn them on the other side though. Yeah, that's all right. And then just that moment, um, no, huh? Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. and then just a little bit more adjustments. All right, and then we just got Joe and Stu. Yes, sir. Uh, and we're still here, downtown Charleston. Um, like I said, this is an aluminum fence we're putting up that we put together at the shop. And then after putting it together at the shop, um, we always do light modification on the road, but any heavy modifications we do at the shop. And then rule of thumb with a drill. If it's fighting you, then that tip could be dull. But then sometimes that could be there we go, self-imposed because of rushing the drill to cut and then they get too hot. So we've always been taught don't work the drill as far as like trying to muscle it. It's nothing about bronze out here. It's all about the brain. So everything is very on point. Everything is very timely. Everything is very mannered. And when you're working, you want to keep that thought process because if you just come out here trying to wrestle everything together, then most likely you gonna do way more harm than good. It won't be as easy as you think forcing something to go together versus just putting something together. I got to get those screws on the other side. I remember in the good time, a little hand, I could have just stick my hand through there at one point in life, but I've been doing all those finger exercises and make yeah technical difficulties. Now we're back. You know, it's Charleston, South Carolina. It's hot out here, so with all that heat, it caused us to need to re-improvise what we were doing. Currently, we're right here on the gate. Now I got it in the shaded area, so should be a little better this time. And we're gonna continue working at this angle. All right. So yeah, the phone started getting hot and it shut off. It's an iPhone, so yeah, good camera. But like anything, there's that moment of error. You want to grind a thing for this again? Cool. Mm. Oh, hold on. I think all we gotta do is go inside and then come back outside. Yeah, I think if we come, yeah, from this angle, it's good like this. We had to go inside to come outside, and then when I move this one, remember that's what we did on the other side. We moved that out the way, and then that'll stop it from that flush. You hand me that wrench. Thank you. So yeah, we're back. The heat slowed us up for a second, but in that meantime, while the camera was malfunctioning and we were down for a second, we were able to cut and modify some things that were needed to be modified so that we could continue to put this fence up without having to re-improvise, meaning take it back to the shop and have to cut and re-weld with the aluminum welder, because this is an aluminum fence. So everything you see us doing now, we're using flux cord because we're using steel to steel. But prior to this, the preparation that we did at the shop, that was all aluminum metal work, and that was actually a great experience. We'll show some footage of that one day, but right now we're just focusing on getting the job done here with the fence. And, all right, so we got that. I drop that there. And now we're putting the fence back up, nice and pretty. This falls right in to position about right there. Watch that right quick. All right. And then if you notice, when he did it the first time, he did that side. And now I'm a little bit more free range because I'm doing this side because I saw what he did on that side, using extra metal to make a good ground. And then on this side, I just do the same thing that he did prior. So it's one of those, if you don't know, you pay attention, and then by the time you get to the next one, you should be able to perform on your own. If not, we'll get it done still. And then, like I said, one day I'm gonna have a helmet camera. That way, when I'm welding, you can see what the welds look like as well. And that's just for the ground. So it's just a nice little simple tack. Okay, we're straightening out our wires. Cleanliness is key in the industry. You're not a good mechanic if you're a messy mechanic. You gotta think I'm doing, ain't it? You gonna clap them back together? Oh, okay. Right underneath the hinge. Hmm. So right now we're maybe 1/8 of an inch off. We're 1/10 of an eighth inch off, and in that process of being off, what we're doing is no. I just got one little simple tack. There you go. Because I don't want to get by the plastic too hard. The bottom. Right there. For you, huh? All right. Um. Okay. All right. Okay. And we're just like I said, we're still prepping, putting everything together. I thought just to grind that down a little bit on the edge of it and then paint it back pretty. All right. And now we're back to welding, y'all. And it's just like I said, you just stay in your puddle. And once that puddle starts, you just keep riding. And you make nice little beads. On these finished works, it's nice to take your time so that you can, because it's an artwork. And you want to show your art. You want to show your, yes, sir. Mm, just take your time and let the machine do the work. And you get a good one in the middle. This is about the middle. And I'm just right now, I'm focused on that puddle. And they go and come back and slowly build up. And we'll get like a brush and we'll brush it clean. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Well, I only got a couple more welds to put on this one because we still gonna need the cord for the other side. Because I'm saying I initially weld one whole side. Okay. So right now he's basically just assessing the work and coming up with a really good plan while I'm welding this side. And then we'll meet perfectly in the middle, ready for the next part of the work. And one thing, if you haven't noticed, welcome back. We're in Charleston, South Carolina, downtown Charleston, putting up a aluminum fence for a customer. But there wasn't so much welding as far as um, practical solving problem skills and getting the job done on site. There's never that much welding to do. You want to do all your work in house. The technical part, the gritty part, the things that allow when you do come out on a job for everything just to run smoothly. That's very important. You want you want work to be smooth. You don't want to come out here over unprepared and then it's just like you can't buy yourself a break. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. One of those 5 P's acronyms that allow you to just assess a situation and get it done. So that's what we're doing right now. We're getting it done. We want to trim the other side because that's what we had to do when the camera went down. It was because of a technical problem. So now what we're doing is we're just realizing that maybe we should trim the other side too, because we don't want it to have room for error. We want to keep that room for human mistakes out now and just get it done. That's the name of the game. Let me get in that squat position. I've been doing my squats. I can squat for a little second. It won't hurt me. And like I said, I might end up getting a camera, and not today, not tomorrow, but in due time. That way, when I'm running the beads, if I can see some responses in the comments saying you want to see this part of the work, then I would make that a possible for my viewers. Um, yeah. And then that's one thing. If you saw a little smoke, that's what we were trying our best to avoid any heat getting on the plastic part of this, because the type of hinges that were suggested, they're not metal hinges, something we usually do, but it allowed it to be cost efficient. You see that? Oh damn! I just can't win with the sun, everybody. Um, that was a big gush of wind. Big gush of wind came through and killed the camera. But we're back on and going. All right, time to let that machine cool off, and he's gonna get to work over here. I set him up before I even bother him with a new blade, and that way he can go ahead and get straight to work. So now it's just basically a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, one thing I do realize that that brush that was in here, I didn't bring that brush back. I did forget one thing. I forgot a brush. It keeps getting taken off the jar. So the rule of thumb with the shop is we always do our best to leave whatever is for the truck on the truck. But that hasn't been happening recently, which means that now we don't have any we don't have any no brushes. And that's not imperative, but it's imperative because we done put so much heat on that fence. You want and that's how good God is. So we do have a brush. So the next step would be to put this spindle brush on it, and we want to brush it up and make it look good, so that the next part of the process can happen. While he's on the phone right now, so I'll just okay. So he is about to come cut, so I'm gonna just go ahead and set up for the prep him, and then while he's prepping, I was gonna brush while you on the phone. So bam, he liked that idea. That way I can keep working while he's on the phone handling business, and then we'll meet perfectly in the middle. After I finish brushing, I'll start painting and just making the work look good. I appreciate everyone viewing. We're here in Charleston, South Carolina, downtown Charleston, putting up a aluminum fence for a customer. Initially, they had a metal fence, but it was so heavy, and with age, that becomes very strenuous on the body. So we just wanted to lighten up the load. Now we're brushing it clean when we'll paint it back nice and neat. And this is the one thing with the flux car. That flux car does leave a lot of work to be cleaned. But when you see these beads, when you see the beads, you'll understand that even with the inconvenience of grinding, you still it produces really good work. It does. And this type of work right here, I will use this brush any day to allow myself to have such a clean work. And just brushing it. Then after we brush it, I'm gonna show you guys these beads. And then from there, I'm gonna do some cleaning. Every time a gush of wind comes, family, that phone falls. Um, that's what it's doing. That's what we're working with right now. These are the technicalities that we're experiencing currently. And you know what? That's okay though, because we're figuring it out together. So I like advice. You can put in the comment things maybe you've experienced that makes these type of situations less impactful, and just let me know. So I'm going to grab some paint, and like I said, I'll show you guys the work before I paint it. Get some raw footage right there. Boom. All right, so these are going to cut um, so that it meets his expectations. And then that's what makes a welder as well. It's not just about putting things together, but there should be a certain type of standard and quality to your work. And that's just what he stands for. So if it's not right and it doesn't look the way he knows it's supposed to look, there'll be times when we are going to cut something back off, or we're going to have to re-improvise what we did do for the mere fact of making it work better. It's all about improvement. Mali Mali classes E4P. I see the hellos. Uh, what are you doing? We're putting a fence together right now in downtown Charleston. Putting this fence together. Um, and that phone's going to continue to fall. Weapon. So currently, this is what we're dealing with. You said we're going to take it down? And this is what we got. We're just going to take this down and trim this right here down a little bit. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow the fence to fit just a little bit better than what it was fitting. My initial setup, I had the phone in a really nice spot, but the heat, the heat would not allow us to have it there. And this is now the beginning process of improvising. So we're gonna try this view for a little while and see how this goes. I believe you can see everything. It looks good. You can give me some thumbs up. If I need to adjust later, just come back and tell me, hey, I can't see anything. And then I'll be like, you know what? Let's resolve. Yes, sir. Okay. That does make sense. Hold it. I would take off the whole fence, but yeah, because of the weight. I bet that was a good idea when you said it. So while he's over here doing the necessary to get that part done, I'm gonna be over here just finishing this fence. And like I said, we always try to do our best to meet in the middle. Perfect timing. All right, so we're back. The phone, as it goes hot, you have to give it a break every once in a while out here in this Charleston heat. But that's about another blade. It's about a 1/8 of an inch that we had need. And because of that, what we did is we decided to cut it and re-put it together. I'll put it back together, not re. We're putting it back together so that it can just be exactly what we want it to be for this lady. We want her fence to look really nice. Ooh, they do. In a little while, he need another blade, so I'm gonna give him that blade in a little while, and we can get it done. And we're still going. Um, Maybe within 30 minutes we'll be done. Because after this cut here, only thing we have left is to weld and to fabricate, meaning to bam. You see that? And this is just what we're working on. So, and then this is where experience comes in. So we needed that cut. So what he did is he made the cut before cutting off the welds. So now when he cuts the welds off, it's only 3 cuts he's making, and that's going to also be the cut we needed as far as space for the fence to fit seamlessly perfectly. And this is what works. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you guys a better angle, but the whole thing is you have to stay out the sun with these iPhones. So I'm gonna give you guys a lower ground angle, and we're gonna continue to work in this manner right here. Um, I have a jack stand on my phone, but it only works with the back camera more proficiently than the front camera. So, and then right now, what I should be doing is I should put that thing back on the fence. That way we can rock and roll. The time is 1:38. So while he's doing that, I'm just being proficient, and I'm going to put this back on as he's cutting. I'm putting the fence back together. He's cutting off the old wells, and that's just gonna work perfectly together for us. And that's basically what we're doing. We're just working together. It's those parts that he's been having me go on the road with him for years now. So it's just understanding what the expectations are, and then beyond understanding the assignment, knowing how to make all our time manageable. Like we want to manage our time well here. We don't want to be just in another person's yard every day, all day. So it's very important for us to manage time. So he was cutting, and as he's finishing up the cut, I'm reinstalling the bolts for the fence. And what this is going to do now, this is going to allow us to set this fence back up properly and be able to continue with the work. Actually, we should get inside the fence first. Yes, sir. So, yep, just setting the welder back up and plugging in, switching from goggles, safety. And I always keep the safety goggles on because for me, unfortunately, something is always going in my eye and causing irritation. And I just don't want the irritation in my eye. It's really, I would say, simple math for me. Turning the machine back on. We're using our Vulcan 220 Pro MIG welder for this job. Watch your eyes. So he's doing that. I'm gonna just weld this ground back on. Remember we said the fence doesn't have is aluminum. So with the fence being aluminum, what that means is hold on, you know what? Sir? Okay. So right now he's just telling me to go and look at where they meet. Okay. No, this is actually a little bit down, about right there. Oh my bad. Yeah, yeah. So good to go? Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir. Um initially this was pulled back a little bit though. Yeah, okay, so we good. All right, y'all. So we're coming to the final parts, which is welding and putting things together. That's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it together nice and neat. Weld the inside, then we'll go to the outside, weld the outside. We're gonna brush it up, give it a paint. And the paint is more specifically, if anything, just so that the rust doesn't attack this metal. You, you wanna brush, you wanna paint your work, because that allows you to have a clean work. And for my page later, I will have a video, but the video won't show what you guys got to see today. Thank you for those that did tune in, but it won't show the after and before work. And then whatever the live considers to be a, they will have usually one video for a recap. Yeah, so we're just getting it done. Staying in that puddle. Um, you don't have to have steady hands. I think it comes over time. You just develop a steady hand. You develop steady legs, and doing this type of work, it just gets you naturally stronger. Because you kind of like indirectly doing so much strenuous work at first that That's just what it becomes. I was looking to the left. I thought I had still had the camera over there for a while. And I was like, oh man, it fell again. Something I'm going to work on the technical parts of. We're going to get that resolved. Yeah, we will. We're just finishing up strong, giving it a good will, giving the customer some quality work. From here, we would go back to the shop. Maybe I would say a 30-minute drive, traffic not included. Might have to go live and show you guys just our daily life. Amazon, all right. I was working Amazon at one time, man. That was me. When we first were putting things together, I prefer welding over driving and delivery. And I won't zoom in this time. You guys are just gonna see me go straight to the next appliance, which is the grinding machine. You'll see me grinding all of this and then brushing it. And then from there, when I'm completely finished, I will show you the finished product, paint, and ready to go. Like I say, this part right here is just patience. You can't rush the machine. It doesn't work that way. You're gonna work with the machine because it's working with you. Just like that. And then I'm gonna just get one good well at the bottom, not too hard, because like I said, these hinges aren't meant to take too much heat. And that's why I didn't never weld directly by the hinges itself. So that's done like that. And I'm gonna come around and brush it up. Sir? So now the game plan is dump the cement in the hole. So there was a hole in this lady yard as well. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pack it with some cement and we're gonna get that done too for her. So that's just what we do. We try to get a little bit of everything done. Yeah. So right now I'm just filling in the cement. The weld is done. Wet it. You want me to put water on it? Put water on it? And just go and throw the cement in the trash. Still here, downtown Charleston, South Carolina. Putting up an aluminum fence for a customer. And then I gotta go get the drill. If I can drill these holes. And these screws on the drill, the good thing about the type of screws that we got and material they're all self-tap, meaning they can be driven in by themselves without needing to pre-drill holes, which is very necessary when you're doing this type of work to have everything already ready for you to go. Just keep working, go, keep working, go, set it up, work, go. And right now, he's just getting an eye for what he wants. And then when it looks right, he'll say, "This is where it's going in." Which one? Oh. Hmm. And like I said, these are self-tack driven screws, which comes in very handy in this type of situation. All right, and then we got the handle put on. Now we just gotta put the lock assembly on. If we put the lock assembly on, this is more than good to go. I'm just looking for the rest of the screws, and that's the most. That's very important. Just keep it out with the equipment. If not, then you're just working backwards and cause you to have to work longer. And that's all. I gotta get some more. I know some more in the other bag. This is self-tacking screw too. So right now I'm just grabbing more self-tacking screws because those ones ain't the same that he has in his hand. It was the same one? I thought those were Phillip heads. Huh? Oh, it is different? Okay. It should still be more in that bag though. It was two cases of them. Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, there's two cases. Yeah, I just need three more. Okay, these ones smaller. I'm gonna have to get another. I just had more of those screws. And then this is something that's very important when there's multiple people working at one time. What it does, it doesn't create confusion, but what it will do, it will create misplacement of tools. Because one guy is using it for one thing, and then the next is using it. So say that to say, life is about being able to be versatile, having the ability to reevaluate a situation, and then still getting the job done. Because at the end of the day, there are many reasons why something can get done, but it shouldn't be the reason why you didn't do it. And then we still, if you remember at the very beginning, I took an attention off the fence And now we gotta put the tension back on the fence. See, these ones fighting me. They're a different type of self tap. Okay, I'm left handed. Let me try the left hand in this matter. Yeah, got two more. I believe so. Long story. And right now I'm more focused and conversing because I want to make sure I do this right. Right, and then one more. Rush that one. Anytime you see me picking it up, that's because I rushed it. I was in. It's always gonna be the same rule. Straight in your hand. This way. And I'm just focused, everybody. Bam, there you go. All right, so we got that done. And then gotta put the tension back on the fence too. Are we putting all the tension back on it, or how that gonna work? Remember, it's so loose because the tension went off it. Okay. Right now we're just putting everything else in place. The little stopper so that the fence can get tied in and locked in place when the person going. Huh? You got the screws in your hand. You don't got them in your pocket? So I'm getting a little exhausted. I'm just gonna eat a little bit of ginger, get some energy, help, help with my breathing. Um, won't leave no trash behind. That's a really big one. No one wants to come home and see trash in their yard. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. Yeah. Yeah, that look good. Yeah. Mm. We're just gonna get a little start. After I get it started, what I'm gonna do is I'll then put it in place. Oh, well, yeah, different. Those other ones, the little thicker ones, they self-drive a little better. Take out the human error. All right, right. There you go. Right, just still putting everything together the right way. Right there. Slide them over this way. Yeah. I didn't tighten it all the way down. Okay. N- Okay. Yeah, one, two. This right here. All right. All right. So we still need to brush this side. And I believe that's what we're about to do now. Clean it up. That would be the. I got a brush. He turned the machine off again. We ain't brushed this side yet. I still gotta brush the other side. I still gotta brush the other side. Oh, we still got more to do on that. Okay. Whenever the hammer come out, I mean work getting done. So he's just setting up to where he wants to drive that down into the ground. Oh no, he's still one right there. Yeah, right there. Over. All right, so little input vision so that we can get this thing done. Gonna do a little light welding instead of fighting the fence. Just put it together. Still here. This is aluminum fence that we're putting up, Charleston, South Carolina. Working with a 220 MIG welder. No ground. I believe it might be the paint. That's why I'm not feeling nothing. Okay, there we go. Yeah. And this is driven into the ground, so that's why we're just getting a really good weld on it. Because you gotta always think about human error when you put something together. And that is just as simple as running into your fence, maybe while it's locked, or someone else running into your fence while it's locked. There was this one fence we had. As soon as we put the fence up, I would say a matter of weeks, someone was driving down the road and actually ran into the fence. It was actually a tragic moment. The fence is stood up. It was a very big and a durable fence, all steel fence. And that's just what you gotta always keep in mind, that something could, can, may go wrong, and you have to be prepared for those type of situations. Yeah. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut that off, flush, and then from there we'll do this again. You want me to cut it flush with the stump, right? Cut it flush with the stump, a little past the stump. Come up to long as the gate passes it. Okay. Oh yeah? I mean, multiple ones were loose because I weld two of them. I still see the weld on the one I did. Um, that's about right here on this. And it's just one thing, okay? You want them lower? Okay. And then one of these, the fence came over here. The same one I did weld, the weld broke. Yeah, it's the same one I weld, the weld broke. Okay. What you need? Tools. All right, and then stir. The only thing I do is brush right here and paint there. Um, the brush is right there by the right there. No, on the side of the truck, on top, right here by the right there. The brush. All right, and we're almost done with what we come to do for the day. This old man don't be listening. All right, so we unlock that fence like that. We can walk out of it. I need some shades so that nothing hits me in my eyes. Every time I weld without shades on, usually that is the end result. Things going into your eyes. So I always start right here. I'm always recommending that you cover your eyes, protect your eyes, because you need your eyes even more than you need the trade. Um, just move that out the way like that. Put that there. Easy break off. And we're gonna clean up a little bit. And this is always the easy part because it's not really asking for that much. It wasn't that much welding we did as far as putting it together prior to bringing it here. And if we put a fresh layer of paint on all of that, that'll be good to go. Then we're gonna brush this too, so we just welded right there. We don't need that just looking all rusty weeks later. I'm just getting inside there really good because once you heat something, the properties of the heat changes the metal. So you want to clean it out really good. And these some really nice views, y'all. If I may say. All right, then from there, what we're gonna do, we're gonna just put some paint on this right here. But first, I'm gonna turn this machine off because there's no need to. Sir. All right. So what we have now is touching up and finishing. Okay. And then right here, like I said, we had already hit this thing with a really good coat of paint. So now we're just looking for the minor imperfections, getting them. And then, like with this fence specifically, the measurement she wanted, we actually put two fences together to make this possible. And then there's a little bit of wind, so it's fighting me a little bit. But The goal now is just to have it looking all pretty. We're gonna come back and put reinforcements on it. It is aluminum. It is light. Um, and so they locked me out. I gotta open it up. And that's just what we like to see. We like to see that the fence locked itself. What that does is it allows us to know. Job well done. Then, like I said, we have one more fence I know that we're doing downtown within a couple of weeks from now. Matter of time from now. Alrighty. And from here, we can start putting things up. First, starting with the welding machine. Let's wrap that up and put that on back of the truck. So, just recapping the day, downtown Charleston, South Carolina, putting up a aluminum fence with some modifications done to it so that it could fit. Both fences were 81 inches. And then we had a thin piece of metal between the fence and the circular poles so that they could fit properly and allow us to install the fence. And now we're just wrapping everything up, leaving the yard respectably clean and neat. I believe we should put a little tension on that fence. I don't like how it's just moving with the wind, which is not a bad thing because then the freedom of that hinge. But at the same time, I'm thinking structurally for the hinge to have a little resistance. Me, you want to tighten the hinges or okay? Yeah, they are. Just to put a little resistance. Oh, yeah. Hey. So what I'm gonna do is from here, I'm gonna just give this fence a little turn to the right one time. I gotta close them all the way first. And then put the bottom one on right in there a little bit. And you'll hear it click. The fence is clicking every time you tighten it down. So that lets you know that hey, I'm tight. And what this is gonna do is this is gonna allow it to. Then we got another happy customer. And getting the job done. So now I'll show you guys a finished project. That way you can see what was done and how it was done. So we're here. This is the finished work. And just giving you guys a little roundup of what was done. And this is the old defense I was talking about. This is a really good craftsman work. This is what we have. So now we're seeing, we're looking, another happy customer. We're just doing some more modifications. So this is the live for the day. Appreciate those that were here. Um, Let me know what you think. Comments are always wanted. Until later.